So this is my 91 Mustang. I paid way too much for it. I mean, it looked a lot better at night. But, you know, I'm going to make up for it with a $200 engine and probably $40 in parts. And the cheapest stuff I can find on eBay. And it's going to be fine. It's got the stock fuel pump in it still for the 2.3 in it. I used to have. I got a fuel pump regulator. It only dropped it to 8 psi, which is probably too much for this 2100 carburetor. I picked up off eBay for $80. But it runs really good. Well, this is what I got. So it was a 2.3 originally, and had the auto trans. So I ran and drove when I bought it, but got it home, and the next day I was driving around. Front pump seal went out. Didn't make it home before it ran out of tranny fluid. That was my fault. Couldn't find a tranny for it anywhere, so I bought a 5.0 and an auto tranny from a Lincoln Town Car. I don't know. For 200 bucks, it runs. I swapped it over to carbureted. This was the cheapest, and I mean cheapest, intake you could buy off of eBay, and the cheapest 2-barrel carburetor off of eBay. And I like these distributors because it looks like a Chevy. It's got the coil on top. You put 12 volts to it and it runs. So that was the cheapest. It works. So I'm gonna try to, wow, I can't talk with the snowmobile running out there. Well, I'm gonna try to make collector pipes. Well, I don't know what you call these. They're just on manifolds, but someone really cut them really bad when they took them out of the vehicle. So I'm gonna use that Harbor Freight welder to try to put some pipes on these, and we're gonna run pipes right out front of the, in front of the rear tires there, with no mufflers or nothing. That's gonna kind of wrap up this episode for the Mustang. It is way too cold out here, and with the heater running, really doesn't do anything. I can put a tarp, well, not one, but like 4 tarps on the ceiling. That holds the heat in a little better. It's like -10 out right now. It ain't that cold, but you touch anything metal under the hood and you rip your fingerprints off your hands, and it don't feel very good. So I'm gonna wait until the day it's a little warmer to work on this. Pretty much all that's left on here is, well, I just ordered it online on eBay. What do you want to call it? Alternator bracket, water pump pulley, crank pulley, V-belt style. I mean, serpentine belt's probably better, but a V-belt I can find anywhere. And I didn't order the alternator yet. I'm waiting a few more dollars for that. And then the motor should be ready, besides tightening the motor mounts, finishing the exhaust. I might want to do something about the fuel line there, because it runs kind of close to the manifold. I feel like that's going to be an issue in the future. I have to order an aluminum radiator because this one's shot. Well, you can't see, but I mean, it ain't leaking, but all these fins at the bottom are disintegrated, so you can literally stick your hand through the radiator in between the cooling passages. But then exhaust. Oh, I got a throttle cable and kickdown cable coming with a mount and geometry thing for the throttle, so you don't take your tranny out. I don't know. I'm supposed to do something to make it 50-50. I'll make that work. If not, well, where is it? I got a welder on the ground, and I'll weld up on the carburetor where there's fuel. Tranny mount, which I got in my toolbox, but I don't have bolts or any hardware for it. I do, but they're metric studs in it, so this is standard. once that's done, the tranny will be mounted, tighten the motor mounts, and then a drive shaft, make some sort of shift linkage, and I think it will be ready to go. I plan on taking this car on Hot Rod Power Tour. I don't think that's going to happen this year because I don't know if I can get time off of work, and I don't know. I don't think the car will be ready by then, and I still got to test it, and I'd still have to get a, what do you want to call it, a long haulers pass for Hot Rod Power Tour, because I want to do the long hauler or whatever it's called in this car, and then in a year or two, maybe the Monte Carlo, once I get this 406 done, if it isn't all rusted out by then in the cold garage that heats up and cools down a lot with the heater. And then, well, the square body, but I don't know. I don't really want to take that because it ain't really ready either. It needs tires, tune up. I'd like to put taller gears in it so I can cruise it down the highway. It's 4x4, it's lifted. I ain't ever going to take it mudding, so what's the point of having 410s or 411s or whatever's in there and only be able to do 60 miles an hour at 3,000 RPM. I want to drive it, so I'm going to put a tall gear ratio in it. Same with this, if this doesn't already have a tall gear ratio. I don't remember what it ran with the 4-cylinder in here for RPM. It wasn't the best, but I mean, it was a 4-cylinder. So maybe the V8 and this tranny will make a difference, but I doubt it. The garage is a mess because we kind of just moved here, and I'm also working on this at the same time and riding snowmobiles, so I'm never really cared to clean it yet. But to me, I know where everything's at, so it's good enough. I got a set of Camelback heads right there with another 400 small block Chevy. I don't know why I bought a Ford. I got 2 small block Chevys, Chevy heads, Chevy interior. I got a lot of Chevy parts. I'm even putting Chevy parts on here because that's a Chevy style distributor. This is a Chevy cap because the original cap did break in the mail. So I had a Chevy cap laying around. That works. So yeah, thanks for watching. Of course, hopefully the videos will get better as they come. I plan on doing videos as much as I physically can with a full-time job out of state. So thanks for watching.